Today we are going to make purple sea moss using sea moss from Amazon. I had to get it from Amazon because Derek product, the website is down. That's where I usually get my purple sea moss. So instead I just went on Amazon and found some sea moss that looked like it was quality. And when I got it, it actually was quality, good sea moss from St. Lucia, just like the Derek product brand that I usually get. I did have a little video of an unboxing of that, a short, so you can check that out. But now I'm going to show you what it looks like after I've washed it and soaked it. If you haven't seen my video on how to properly wash and soak sea moss, make sure to check that out because I really have a thorough process. But you can see right here now that this is all soaked and washed, and you see how it is expanded. It's a really beautiful purplish pinkish color. And so now it's ready to be made. So if you're making sea moss, these are the things that you want to make sure that you have. A blender, preferably a high-powered blender like a VITAMIX, like this one. This is the cheapest model of VITAMIX. You can get it on Amazon. I can link to it below. If you don't have a VITAMIX, you can use any blender that you have. It just, VITAMIX gets it really, really smooth with no chunks. And I don't like my sea moss to be chunky. It's nice and smooth every time. So I'll link to this VITAMIX. There might be some deals on Amazon coming up just because of the season that we're in right now, so make sure to check that out and stay tuned for that. But I'll link to this model of VITAMIX blender. And then also you want like a big bowl. You want to have spring water or filtered water. I use spring water. Then you also need quality real sea moss. If you haven't seen my video on how to know if sea moss is real or fake, you don't want farmed sea moss. So I have a video that talks about the different ways that you can discern. Also, if you have like a spaghetti-like spoon, something with the prongs, use that as well. That we're going to be using that to scoop the sea moss out and put it into our blender. And this is just some stuff for prep. You want to have some mason jars with airtight lids. Because I made 2 ounces of sea moss. This is a 4-ounce pack of sea moss. I only did 2 ounces of it, and I'm keeping the other dried in a cool, dark place, and I'll make it later. You don't want to make too much at a time if you can't get through it all, because then it starts to go bad. I get a mason jar. You basically, 2 ounces of dried sea moss will make you 40 ounces of gel, depending on how much water you put in. So what I do is I get a mason jar, I just get masking tape, and I label my jars. So you want to have airtight lids and get individual jars. Don't get a big jar that you keep going into, because every time you open it, you're exposing it to bacteria and stuff like that. So you want to have it in separate jars, and that makes it last longer in the refrigerator. And then once you're through with one jar, then you move on to another jar. So you didn't keep opening and shutting a big 32-ounce container of sea moss and contaminating it each time. So that's a little hack to keep your sea moss more fresh. I have another hack for keeping it fresh that's coming up. The next product I'll show you. Also, I do a little small 4-ounce mason jar for the sea moss water, because sometimes I use the water for toner. You can also use a bigger container if you want to keep the water, because sometimes I would use the water to water my plants and things like that. But for sure I use it for a skin toner. If you're on a skin healing journey, that might be really beneficial for you to have a little 4-ounce jar, and then just use a cotton ball or a cotton pad. Put a little on there like you would toner, and then rub it on your face after you've cleansed your face, and then moisturize. This is the other hack to keep your sea moss from going bad and have it preserved. You can use essential oils in the sea moss as like a preservative. It needs to be antimicrobial essential oil. So you see right here, this is tea tree oil. Just put a couple drops in. We'll do this whole process, but these are just the things you need. You could do oil of oregano, or you could do peppermint, you could do lemon, you could do orange or lime, any type of oil that is antimicrobial. Grapefruit seed extract, that's what this is right there. I use doTerra essential oils, and I'll link to my doTerra website if you wanted to get like tea tree oil, lemon oil, or lime oil, or peppermint oil. And you don't put a lot in, so you won't really taste it. But if you wanted to get any of those through doTerra, because these are food grade essential oils, not just the oils you get at like Whole Foods. Those you cannot ingest. These ones you can actually ingest, and so you want to get something that is okay to ingest. If not, don't get it. You could just put like some lemon juice or something like that in there to preserve it. But if you have a high quality certified therapeutic grade essential oil that can be ingested, then you can put a couple drops of that in when you're going to blend your gel. So we'll we'll get to that when we actually make the gel. This has soaked overnight. It needs to soak at least 4 hours. Generally, I like to soak it just overnight, so it ends up being about 8 hours, and then I'll blend it up. It's nice and expanded. It's washed very well. Like I said, watch the video on how to properly wash and soak it so that you're not having any leftover remnants or bacteria in there. So now that we have all that, I'm going to show you how to move forward and make the gel. I'm going to share with you some of the benefits of sea moss while I'm actually preparing this, and I'll talk you through how I'm making it as well. First, like I said, you want like the spaghetti type pronged spoon with the teeth, and then you just lift it up, and it's beautiful actually. And you just put it into your blender. If you properly washed and soaked your sea moss like I share in my video, then you can use the water that you soaked it in because it's been very thoroughly washed. If you haven't thoroughly washed your sea moss before soaking it, then you don't want to use this water. You want to rinse it and wash it one more time after soaking it, and then use fresh water. And again, I soak this in spring water. I just got a big gallon container of spring water and put that in there. I washed it. I have filtered water. If you don't have filtered water, then you want to be using like spring water to wash it. That might be a lot of spring water that you have to buy, but you don't want to be washing it with chlorinated water because sea moss, as you can see, is very spongy looking. It's going to absorb all of whatever you put on it. So you don't want to be putting anything on it like chlorine or the fluoride in water. Like I said, I have a house filtration system, so my water is filtered. So I wash it with the filtered water, but I soak it with spring water. That's a little more water than I want. It's just level. So this is sea moss water, so it has a lot of the minerals that soaked and absorbed into the water. They're all in here being blended up, so you're not missing any of the nutrients. I'm going to share some of the benefits of sea moss. One thing that I've really noticed, and I'm going to do a separate video on this, is it really helps my eyesight. It helps my eyes. It helps with dry eye. I'm very nearsighted and just have lots of different little things with my eyes. I've worn glasses, contacts since I was like 7 years old. So I got a lot of different eye things going on. I noticed that when I don't take this, my eyes are more dry, things are more blurry. I didn't realize that the omega-3, the natural occurring omega-3 in sea moss, it's plant-based omega-3 for those of you that are plant-based or those of you that are allergic to fish, so you can't do a fish oil omega-3, then sea moss is a great omega-3. Great for your heart, all those things, but omega-3s also are really good for eye health. And so I didn't realize that that was a benefit. And I ran out. I've been out of sea moss for a couple days, and today I was driving. I was like, oof, my eyes feel kind of blurry. Then I realized that I haven't taken my sea moss in about 2 days, and that really did affect. So I'm sure that I'll feel much better after I get this back in my system. So this is the antimicrobial I'm going to use. For me, I'm just going to do a couple drops, like 2 drops of this. Since I'm going to be keeping this in the fridge, this lasts me, the 2 ounces when I make it, it makes, like I said, 40 ounces. Me, my husband, my daughter, all take this. It lasts us about 20 days. Now I just turn it on, and you want to just blend on high, and you see how it's bouncing? You just want to blend till it kind of stops bouncing and it's just more level. That means a lot of the water has been absorbed and it's no longer just mixing the water and the sea moss together. Once it's level, generally that means that it's going to be more of a smoother texture, and you can always open it and check it. So I'm going to check mine. Yep, it's already at a nice gel texture. The more water you put in, the runnier it'll be. The less water you put in, the thicker it'll be. So based on how the consistency you want it, that's how much water you add. It's better to start with less water and add water than to start with too much, and then you just have whatever you get. So with this high-speed blender, it doesn't take long at all. And this is ready. And so this is the gel right here. And I'm going to pour it into the mason jars. This time I only did about 1.8 ounces. So yeah, it looks pretty smooth. What you'll notice is when you put it in the refrigerator, it'll harden up. So this time, because I only did 1.8 ounces, I got less. Usually I have exactly 2 ounces, but when I weighed it out, I only did about 1.8 ounces. Usually it makes 40 ounces, but this time it only made 34 ounces. So it did make a difference not doing the full 2 ounces and just doing 1.8 ounces, but that's okay. Child, I'm about to take me some of this right now because, like I said, my eyes, I can feel the difference. And so sometimes what I like to do, instead of taking it out of the jar, I'll use a spatula and just eat whatever is on the side of the blender container. So you put the airtight lid on. Make sure you're doing a mason jar, not just like a regular Pyrex or something. You want an airtight lid on there. because like I said, and put these more towards the back of your fridge and only open them one at a time. Whatever you're eating out of, open that one and then pull the next one, because when you don't open it, when you keep it airtight, when you keep the airtight lid on there, then it helps to keep microbes out. Now we did put that grapefruit seed extract, so that's going to help a little, but you don't want to just keep opening, shutting, just random ones. Move to the next one. Once you finish one, then the next one. Once you finish one, don't put it in a big container, because the more you open it, the more you're exposing it to bacteria and things in the air. The other thing that I didn't show you is what I do with the water. A little container of the water, and I'll just pour a little bit of water in there, because I just use it only for like a toner, and I keep it in the fridge. But don't keep this just in your bathroom perpetually until you're done, because it'll start to go bad and grow mold in it. So you just want to do it a serving at a time, nice and cold out of the refrigerator. Put it on your skin. It's really good for toning the skin after you've cleansed it well. So that's what I use the water for. And if you see my other video, I talk about other ways that you can use the sea moss water as well. So this water that you soak the sea moss in is full of nutrients, so you could use it to water your plants. You could use it a rinse on your hair, have it in a spritz bottle to spray your hair with, and then if you're conditioning and doing things with your hair, because there's so many minerals in there, there's a lot you can do with it. So watch that video. It's 20 unique ways to use sea moss. You can watch that video. I'll link to that as well, and my whole sea moss series, I'll link to that. I'm gonna use my spatula and put it in a little shot glass. From what I can see, this sea moss that I purchased on Amazon actually turned out to be a really good quality sea moss, so I'm happy with it. Great for if you have any digestive issues. I also love sea moss powder. I have a sea moss powder by Organics Nature that I buy, and my daughter loves that one. It's a flavored sea moss, and so I'll also link to that below. My affiliate link to that. I don't work for the company, but I am an affiliate with them. Anybody can sign up to be an affiliate on their website. If you like their product, you just apply to be an affiliate, and so I am an affiliate with them, where I get a small percentage if you all do purchase through the link, so that helps the sister out, so thank you. So this is the one, this is my favorite flavor too, the vanilla caramel. My daughter loves this one. I have videos all about this if you want to check that out. The benefits of that's really helped my skin and helped a lot of different things. It helps with joint pain. My mom was having neck pain. She took that. It really helped. So yeah, I'm going to just take this little shot of sea moss. You can't even taste that grapefruit seed extract that I put in there. My camera cut off, but I was talking about this Organics Nature collagen powder, how it's really good for you and helps with inflammation. Sea moss in general helps with inflammation. And since I've taken my little shot of sea moss, I was feeling a little brain foggy because I haven't eaten yet. It's almost noon. I'm hungry. And so I took that shot. Immediately this brain fog started to lift. I can tell that the benefits are working, because my eyes were feeling kind of foggy and dry. As soon as I took that lifted probably within about 3 minutes. So as I've been here talking to you all, I could feel that lift, and also the fogginess in my head lift, and I got energy because of all the minerals that are within the sea moss. And check with your doctor if you're on any medications, especially if you have a thyroid issue. Make sure to check with them. You want to make sure that you're not overdoing sea moss because of the iodine content, which you can have overload of iodine. So just be careful with those things. Take about, start with a teaspoon and build up to like a tablespoon a day. Listen to your body. Healing is not one size fits all, so listen to your body. For me, sea moss works great. For some people, it may not be the best thing for you, but I have found it to be great for energy, for brain fog, for my eyes, for my bowels, for my gut health. All those different things I've found to be great benefits for sea moss. Also, something you want to do is make sure that you pay attention to how your body is responding to the foods that you put in, to the supplements you put in. So I have a food journal. If you have not got that, you probably want to pick that up. It's called Body Mic. I'm a singer, so I'm playing off of that whole thing about listen to your body. Your body is trying to tell you things, so I'm saying give it the mic, give it the microphone so you can hear. Sometimes it whispers things to you. If you wait too long, it starts to shout at you. So when you keep a food journal, how does this supplement help me? How do my bowels react when I eat this food? How do I feel when I eat this food? Do I get irritable? Different ideas for self-care and things like that. If you want to pick that up, very inexpensive on Amazon. You can check that out. Don't miss if I go live, so subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be announcing a really exciting new coaching course that is for full healing, body transformation, and for complete healing from spirit, soul, and body. We can't just focus on CMOS to heal the body. You got to be healing your mind. You got to heal your spirit. And as a believer, a lot of the answers that we need are in the Word of God. The Word of God, it's literally alive, and it's like a sword that can do surgery on you that you need to heal. So a lot of the physical things that are not healing, sometimes they're not healing because there's something much, much deeper on a spiritual level, on an emotional level that needs to be addressed. And so that's what God started to show me. I was taking all the herbs, I was eating all the foods, I was doing all the exercises, I was doing all the lifestyle hacks, but I still wasn't fully healing. And He showed me because I was dealing with it only on the physical level and not going deeper emotionally and spiritually, most importantly. And so when I started digging in and letting Him heal and letting Him guide me through His Word, that's when the true healing began. I did a 40-day fast. He helped me to create this. It's 40 days of prayer and transformation. I have a book, and then also I'm working on a coaching program to go with that. There's going to be a special rate for people who are going to try it out and come along with me the first time going through this course. If you're interested in that, put down below 40 DOPT. So that stands for 40 Days of Prayer and Transformation. Put that in the comments, 40 DOPT, all in caps, to let me know that you are interested in 40 Days of Prayer and Transformation. Here's a little sneak peek of it right here. This is the proof, so that's what this little thing is here. The 40 Days of Prayer and Transformation. This has been my labor of love for the past almost year. All the things that God used in my 40 days, the lessons I learned, the things He was showing, the revelations He gave me, that's what is in this book that really helped me to finally heal. After 7 years of working towards healing with chronic illness, the breakthrough happened in a 40-day period of getting quiet and still with God. That's what this book is all about. It's a workbook, it's guided. The course and the coaching program as well will be a 47-day program. There's 7 days of prayer and preparation, and then 40 days of prayer and transformation. So all of that's in the book. I'll be walking through that with a select group of people that choose to do that with me for the first time. So if you're interested in that, again, put that down in the comments, 40 DOPT, all in caps, 40 DOPT for 40 days of prayer and transformation, just so I know the level of interest. And you can also email me as well if you're interested in that. My email is in the description box, just LanaeTimotha@gmail.com. So definitely reach out to me if you're interested in being a part of that. But true healing is so much deeper than just taking some CMOS. This is part of it, but we need to go much, much deeper, and that's what that's all about. So I pray that this video is helpful for you. Let me know if you make your CMOS. Let me know how it turns out. I love CMOS, and I have more videos coming up. I took about 1.5 years off from taking CMOS. Little did I know how much I needed it. As soon as I added it back in, things got so much better. So I'll be sharing a video on my journey of 8.5 years with CMOS, and within that 8.5 years, 1.5 years of it not being. So 7 years on CMOS, 1.5 years off, and now I've been back on for about 1/2 a year. I'm so thankful for what I learned in the time that I took off and coming back on. It showed me how beneficial CMOS actually is, because I had been on it so long. It wasn't until I removed it that I realized how much it was actually helping me. So now I can really say CMOS is the truth. This is the CMOS I got on Amazon. I'll link it all below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos coming up. But I'm Timotha Lanae. Thank you so much for watching. Go grab you some CMOS. Take care. God bless. I'll see you in the next video.